Hello, here we're looking at coming soon pages for Beaver Builder, and this is a follow-on from my post over at Simple Revolutions where I was sharing 5 snippets for replacing WordPress coming soon and maintenance plugins. I wanted to expand on this and also include a couple of options which are only available for Beaver Builder users. So I've created another post on Beaver Junction which I'll link to below this video, and hopefully the steps here are easy to follow. What I want to begin with is the stuff that was covered in the first post using snippets. So here you don't need Beaver Themer and you don't need a standalone plugin. You simply need to go over to that post and select the relevant PHP snippet and copy that to your child themes functions PHP file. In my case, I'm using WP Codebox to store all my snippets and turn them on. So they are here, and I'm just going to quickly cover the snippets again. So the first two related to coming soon pages simply redirect non-logged in users to a particular page. So you'll create your page, and you can use obviously Beaver Builder for that and put in whatever other plugins you need, perhaps your SEO ones, and then you'll just need to make sure whatever the page slug was there is reflected in the code here. And the next one is a follow-on from that. It does exactly the same, but also allows you to set some public pages again based on the slugs, so you can include more pages there. This is obviously going to produce something like this where your people are redirected away from your root directory. So this is something that I would probably only want if it was with a page that could live on when the rest of the site goes live. So I don't chuck away any of the SEO benefits that might have been gained there. So it's more likely to be used on a landing page for a particular product or a special offers, if that special offer is going to continue when the site is live. What I'm more likely to want to do is to have people come to the home page. So there is a simple homepage redirect that we have here for non-logged in users, and again the same thing, but the ability to add in or make public some other pages. So that's what I'm likely to do. But with the standalone page, then it's easy to keep it out of what you're busy doing with your design, where this one is actually where you're going to expect to be when you log into WordPress. So this is partly why I wanted this video, to just cover how I tackle that. But I do need to mention, with all of these, then you'll probably need to hide your headers and footers. And I also include some CSS, some different options here to be able to hide them. But perhaps a better way to do this is conditionally, and we can do this with Beaver Builder. If you're using the Beaver Builder theme, it makes it very easy because you can just select any of your individual pages to show no header and footer there. So that's quite convenient. If you are using Beaver Themer, well, skies are the limit with that, but the easiest way to do it is to perhaps set with your header and again your footer, set them to the entire site, but have them show only for logged in users. Okay, let's go over to my how I would normally do it. So here we are. There's my coming soon page, and I've removed, in this case with the CSS snippet, the headers and the footers. So that's our URL. Let's go over to it from the back end, and we're in here. And as you can see, there's the problem. When we come into the front there where our home page is, I've actually put this template. So what I do to get around that, I don't mind this being here as long as I've got something set up. So what I do is I go over and create a homepage template. And if you're using Beaver Builder Lite, you won't have this, but you would be able to do the same thing just with pages. Okay, and if we go, when we take that, we take the URL and then just place it as a custom link here. So take the URL and then give it a home label. So when we are back here and we're in home, then things are back to normal really. It's just that every time you go into the front end for the first time, you're going to see your coming soon. And for me, that's okay. The aim with my process, the agile process, is to try and get something indexed with keywords as soon as possible while we build out the site. So ideally, I might not even need a coming soon page. I might have enough text to put it out, and we'll design live and change the text, which will be good for us, I think, in search engine terms, because it looks like we're constantly upgrading something. And also with my snippets, I'll be releasing more pages as soon as they can be ready, just to start getting them indexed, rather than have this launch and then wait, you know, a number of months before Google really kind of recognize you. So that's the aim. But, you know, I'll probably start with something like this. And the beauty is, as soon as my homepage is good enough to be ready, then all I need to do, it's a template. I just go into the home page and I just go and overwrite with that template to the home. And I would have already set the homepage SEO up already for it, so there's not that problem. So that's how I would go about that. Okay, let me move on to the next option, which is, I guess, the most obvious option, particularly for somebody like me who has Power Pack as their go-to add-on pack when I need it. And they have an excellent extension that's part of that pack. And it pretty much contains all the stuff you would expect from any professional standalone coming soon plugin there. So this is definitely worth taking a look at. The advantages here, let's just go over that, is that obviously you've got their template library, which includes a whole bunch of templates just for that. And then you can do other stuff. So we can just simply enable it here. It's quite convenient to get to the menu from there. And we can select it to maintenance mode as well. So if you don't want search engines picking up on what you're doing, then you can put it into that mode. You can pick from pages or templates. You can, like the snippets, exclude and include certain URLs with this. You can whitelist certain IPs and use the secret access key, and also schedule the start and the end of that showing. So this is pretty brilliant. Most of this stuff I don't need, so I'm quite happy with my earlier solution, and particularly if I'm not using Power Pack in that particular build, it might come in later. I'll stick with what I'm using. One of the great guys in the Beaver Builder community, Matthew Granite, was saying that he had some issues with the secret access key, given that out with Power Pack, but not just Power Pack. It was true for another standalone pack too. And it was an issue with Cloudways. When people had it, they just kept getting redirected to the home, which is not how that is supposed to work. For me, though, it's always been a problem when I've done that, because it meant I've lost control. People who are working with me on the project have access to the site usually all the time. I prefer to present it to other people. And if a key gets out there, then you can end up getting from strange corners of an organization feedback on stuff which we're not ready to take yet. So generally, if I needed to do that, I might just create a subscriber role, because there's very little risk, with a shared password for a temporary period of time, and maybe even put a redirect on, so when they log in they get redirected to the front. But that's for another video. Anyway, definitely worth checking this out, because that is probably the easiest option. And going to the extreme now with this one, the third option is more of an experiment into what you can do with Beaver Themer. So if you've got Beaver Themer, what we could do is we can use their conditions to show one template for logged out people and one template for the logged in people. And that's what I'm doing with this. The only reason you might possibly want to go for this convoluted approach is if you needed to show entirely different coming soon page templates based on the cookie, the referral URL, or a variable URL. That's the only time where I think you might want to use that. And I've just set something up just to show that in action. I need to go over to another browser so I can do it. So on the Simple Revolutions, for the moment, I've got this secret link. And first I need to show you what the coming soon page is for that one. So this is the coming soon page as I've set it up on this one using conditionals. And if I go over to the link here, the secret link here, I've set another template up, which is entirely different, which is welcoming people from that particular blog. So that's probably the only reason you might want to do this, but just as a thought experiment, really, I did this, and hopefully these explain it, but I'll just quickly run through this. So if I go into that site, what we have here is my home page, which I go to straight away, but there's no content on the actual home page. What I've done is I've called, not to confuse me, the home page coming soon ignore, and that's the page. What I've done is with Themer, I've set up a layout template as a singular on my home to show when I'm logged in. And what I've done is, we'll need to get to the back here, on the coming soon, I've used a Themer part, and put a full page template in there, and it doesn't really matter where it's showing. So if we go into our home, as you would expect, it is assigned to the page which I've called coming soon, which is actually the home page, and that's for logged in. And if I go over to the first of my coming soons, we'll see that I've got that into equals logged out. It doesn't really matter with this because we're going to hide the rest where it's positioned. This part is designed to put into different hookable areas, so it's on page open on this one. And as you can see, my refer is in there, so I'm saying in this case, if the refer is coming from here, ignore it. But on my alternative to this, it's actually saying show this template if it's coming from Simple Revolutions. And with this, of course, I've needed to use Beaver thema headers and footers and set those also to not show, only to show for logged in users as well with this one. Okay, so that is all that's happening really. We are just setting it up so there's different content. The issue that I found with this was the fact that once I'd done this, it was revealing the theme below for non-logged in users. It was just showing the part, so the headers and footers. With the Beaver Builder theme, it was easy to go to the customizer and set those to none because I was using theme headers anyway. But then it still left one issue where it would show the body content, which was showing the page title as well from the theme. So there was a quick solution around that one, which was, let me just go over here. I was just able to add this snippet in there, which was effectively saying on the home page here, the page builder content for Beaver Builder is to display none except when you are logged in, and that's the extra selector that comes in for logged in users in WordPress. Anyway, that's pretty much all of that. I don't know when you would want to use the last one, but maybe you got something out of this. Anyway, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope to see you in another video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.